So as I was stating, with all of my students, they're all vulnerable. They're all different though. They all have come from different backgrounds. They're different race. Some may have behavioral problems. Such as having bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, anxiety, or, just they come from all different spectrums. However, but they all are the same and share a common interest because they're all vulnerable. All of them have went through something traumatic growing up, and they're all lacking in yearning for love. Through anybody. So that's why some students may act out and you don't know why their behavior is so bad in school, because they're searching for attention because they do not get it at home. I had to learn that as well there. I was like, all of my students, they're just bad, like they don't listen. But as I actually sat down and tried to understand them and try to figure them out, and that's another thing, people don't try to sit down, or if they do sit down with this adolescent, young adult, they don't have the patience to work with them. So I had to sit and learn patience. So in a nutshell, they're all vulnerable because they all want to be loved. They want to know, why aren't they worthy of getting certain treatment as little Johnny? Or it could be something as simple as picking up your kids from school, maybe packing their lunch and putting a little note in it, things like that. So the best evidence-based practice with my population. So as I said, I'm speaking on behalf of SPAN. What we do, our evidence-based practice, we have an intake process, just like any other school. You have to go register, things like that. So with our intake process, we meet with the student and their parent and the parole officer. We have their assigned counselor there at SPAN. They're in the process as well. So the first step after the meeting is having the child do an entry exam, as you'll call it, just like you would do at any other school. I did it in college as well. Tested my math skills, reading skills, the basics, and to see where I am so they'll know where to place me. So that's what we do at SPAN. We test our students to see what level they're on, so we'll know where to start with them. So that's the first evidence-based practice. With anything that you do, it could be from trying a new method of tying your shoes, trying a new method to make salmon or cooking or anything like that. You're going to gather your evidence, you're going to test it out and see the results. If it worked, you're going to continue to build from that. If it didn't work, you're going to figure out what is it that you can do to make this process work, as you'll say. So we test them. We do different ways of learning with either one-on-one. We do work on the computer, virtual learning, whatever works for them, and we have them, exceed from there, as you'll say. So at the end, we have them test out before they get their GED to see if they're ready. That's evidence-based practice. We have to see what works for them so they can best achieve, that's the best way for them to achieve their goal. And identify any community resources available. So with SPAN, like I said, it's not a traditional school. So, however, we are partnered with the parole officers in public school. We definitely are. SPAN would not be where it is right now without the help of public schools. The students get public transportation because truancy, that's a big thing with juveniles and adolescents. Truancy, let's just say they're a car rider and they missed the bus or something like that, or their parent didn't take them to school this day, so they just didn't go. Well, being a child, you cannot just not go to school. That's truancy, and that's another reason why some of our students were placed at SPAN, because of truancy. So we provide public transportation. A lot of kids do not eat at home, whether the parents just doesn't think that it's necessary, or the parents do not have the funds to properly feed their children. So we provide, through the public school, they provide lunch, transportation, materials for testing and scantrons and any little thing. Like, public school is our biggest support and our biggest resource next to the POs. And the advocacy plan. Tell us what we need to do to empower the chosen population. I'm sorry. So, all in all, um, that's the word right there, advocacy. You have to advocate for your student. Nobody else has advocated for them. Or if they did, they didn't take the time and they didn't have the patience for them. Just because somebody's different or it's a challenge to deal with them, they've been used to people giving up on them their entire lives. You actually need somebody that's going to actually care about this child's future and the child's well-being. Somebody that sometimes a lot of students don't get their GED because public transportation is not offered to Calhoun. That's where they take their test. You have people who here at SPAN who actually care and want the students to get their GED. They take the time out of their day to actually take them up there. They take them to go get their license. They take them to go apply for jobs, because if not SPAN, and if they can't get it at home, who can they get it from? If we see that the child is trying to put forth an effort, they're showing signs that they want to be better, they want this is what I want my GED, I want to be successful, yes, I have a past, yes, I've went through things in my my upbringing, I was molested, anything like that, but if they show that they want to be better, we as a social worker or as the agency, we have to advocate for them and say, because social workers are basically the voice for the voiceless. And that's what we at SPAN of Madison County, that's what we do. We advocate for our students to be the next future leader or business leader of America. Advocate for all of your clients. My name is Alexis Davis, and this has been my advocacy presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.